Welcome back, guys. This is episode 35 of 100. Today we're going to be talking about the Parkinson's law and a few other interesting things that make this audio sound the same when I talk here or when I sit here in my very nice recliner couch reading a book. And this is related to a super cool automation and tool that I have built. And this following camera that when you're looking at this video, watching this video on YouTube, is actually related to just the iPhone, something called, I believe, Center Stage, which follows your face. And I didn't know it would also work while recording. Anyway, let's get into the meat. I want to show you a graph if you're watching this on YouTube, because I started uploading these into my YouTube channel, which has very few followers at the moment. So please go there and subscribe so you see my face live. I want to show you this Parkinson's law, which essentially says that time that you have available gets filled by the task, for example, proposal writing, right? And how you can counter this is with time boxing. And I talked about time boxing before in my podcast here. And the thing that time boxing does, it gives you constraints. It gives you an allocated time. And so you're going to work on your stuff at that time, right? And it helps founders, it helps marketers, it helps anyone to constrain the work into that allotted time, and then you get stuff done. And even if you're not done, you just finish, right? Like more or less. And it helps with procrastination. It helps also, with perceived complexity, because sometimes you over-engineer, and I tend to do that as well. So give this a shot. And this is going to be the big idea for this week that came from C. Northcote Parkinson in 1955. And again, it says work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. And so, if you have a whole day to write a proposal or you have a whole day to finish a task, then it will take that long sometimes, right? And so if you just time box, like I time box my calendar, for example, you just get stuff done much quicker, right? So a really cool thing. Some other things that I have time boxed today, for example, is stuff that's going on. Maybe I'll share with you. I don't mind. In the morning, I did take care of the little one. We went buy medicine because she's sick. I went to the gym, did some offer work, reminded my church group of something that I needed to remind them of. And then now I'm recording the podcast here, right? And then I'm ideating and planning social media posts based on that. And what I did for the last couple of days, and I just love this system because I time box every Tuesday around this time that I prepare the podcast, right? I have an empty file. So for example, the Friday file where I prepare the podcast is empty right now. Starting after this recording, I will fill this, and this will then get filled over the next couple days with ideas, with one big idea, and then with stuff that happened. And so I'm going to now talk about the things that happened during my week. And something that's really interesting is a program called Hazel. What Hazel does is it gives you an automation on your Mac, and it can monitor, what's it called? The folders on your Mac. And so just for example, I have an automation that looks for clean shot screenshots on the desktop and moves them into a folder called screenshots if they're longer than 2 days on the desktop. Super cool stuff. I had to write a really complicated automation for that before, but now it's looking for two kinds of and actually screenshot here. two kinds of file names, right? And then puts them into the correct folder. And the coolest thing that I have come up with is, as you can see here, this is my horizontal video recordings folder that has, the stuff that I'm working on right now. Like I'm recording this file at the moment and it's being modified every second. I had a whole lot of videos on here that were quite big actually. And I had a test video file, for example, that was maybe a couple seconds and it was 8 megabyte. And I have an automation that runs now in Hazel that monitors for new videos and then runs a ChatGPT written script that will go to Handbrake. And Handbrake is like a super powerful, I don't know if it's available on what's it called, on Windows, but it's a super cool, powerful tool that once you load any video, you just choose how you want to compress it, and it will decrease the file size like crazy while keeping the quality. Of course, if you choose too small, if you choose 1080p, the quality will stay the same. If you choose 480p, then of course the file and the screen size will be smaller too. But what this has led to is that the videos that before amounted to 26 gigabyte now are only 2.5 gigabyte. So insane progress on the size. And why is this important for me? Because I upload these videos, they take ages. I don't want to upload a 2 gigabyte file to YouTube or anywhere, especially normally after I record these mini podcasts. I used to do this just in Apple voice notes, but now I actually record a video that has high quality audio with it. And so I've written the next thing, and it's just finished yesterday night, like last minute before going to bed at 12, that now takes any video, extracts the audio, sends it to Auphonic. And Auphonic is a website that produces high quality podcast audio. And I just sent the stuff over there automatically via API and download the improved audio. And then, as you heard earlier, I was sitting in my recliner chair. And even if I'm very far away and then the voice is very low or very quiet, it can enhance the voice as if I'm actually talking to the microphone. So really powerful. And it's now all automated, which takes like 2-3 minutes. It compresses the video, it enhances the audio for podcast, and I just have to drag and drop it into YouTube or drag and drop the audio into Spotify. And now that I'm talking about this, I'm actually not extracting the audio and downloading it and saving it into a folder. So I might have to work on that as well. But this is probably the most exciting stuff that I've been working on, like nerding out about the last couple days. And then other things that have been going on is regarding the Parkinson's law. I have trouble pronouncing the name, is that I have allocated 3 kind of like full work days a week now. And I've felt, especially with time boxing, where I sit down before I start the day or in the evening and I look at the to-do list and I use Eisenhower Matrix. There's a program called Focus Matrix on Mac that has like the Eisenhower Matrix. And I can drag and drop my items based on priority. And I, based on the Eisenhower Matrix, then go and create, which could also be a to-do list for you if you want, but it creates these allotted times where I know what I'm working on my Mac, or during my work, right? So that's been really, really nice. It seems to work because I allot less time, but I feel more productive. I get more stuff done. And then the other thing that happened is after I had that gym coach, I realized when I did the deadlifts and I did Romanian deadlifts, and normally I always have back pain and they're so annoying. Now, for the first time, I don't have back pain. And I thought, like, people don't see your form, but like, especially if you're going to the gym from a health standpoint, people see your muscles. Maybe they know, how you look. If you are bulking or whatever, they see how big you are, but they don't know if you were wrecking your form in the gym. So you might be getting short-term gains by, having the wrong form and then still getting muscle. But is it worth to wreck your back because you didn't want to pay a coach, right? So I was thinking similar things I have seen in the business world where clients sometimes say, but SEO I just want to pay $500 for a retainer, or for a content guy. Oh, I just want to pay $50 for an article. I'm like, then you're not invested in your brand health, right? Like, then just go to ChatGPT. Like, you get better stuff for of that anyway when you only have $50 in budget, right? So people may see your traffic if you're doing low quality content as well. They might see, a traffic spike, but what you should care about is the revenue spike, right? Like, even if you bulk and you hurt your back, when you're 70, you're not going to be lifting anymore. So with SEO or building your brand, it's the same. If you want to, not take care of your brand health by, not overusing ChatGPT and stuff like that, like, do it the right way and hire someone that knows it's his or her way around it, and build your brand with quality content, right? Like, I use AI in the ideation and stuff, but I just don't hit generate and publish, right? So that's it. You want coach feedback, and if you want feedback on your process, on your system, on your setup, if you want a whole system set up for you, talk to me. Happy to help, right? Another thing that happened was the Founder Sports Club. I saw an ad on Instagram, signed up. It was like $70 for 3 months, and met 2 agency owners. And I actually have a picture of this. I don't know if it's still available on Instagram, but somewhere, yeah, I think if I zoom in, it's possible to see 2 friends one is from Ukraine, one is from UK, Dima and George. And that was a really cool thing, meeting with them and then hanging out, running with them, and doing some sauna and ice bath. So interesting input from people. George was running his agency using Upwork. Really interesting, but he does TikTok as well. So a little bit different niche, but interesting angle stuff I'd like to try out at some point. Interesting how he uses Upwork and like an AI automation to draft proposals for them. Yeah. What else happened? I just saw Chris Long on LinkedIn posted about Google Shopping Direct checkout. And this is something that could be interesting. If people can check out in the search results, why do you still need a website? So interesting for e-commerce, at least, right? So interesting direction Google is taking here. I just saw another post. Google is planning to have ads within AI overviews or AI mode, which, they should be doing. But what implications will this have for SEO? We will see. And lastly, something I've been struggling with, to be honest, is dips. I just don't know why. Like, I don't have any muscles back there. It's so hard to do, and like sometimes it's so slippery as well, the hands. So I'm wondering how to improve the dips. Maybe I'll ask my coach rather than watching 10 hours of YouTube video. But this wraps up today's episode with Parkinson's law, using Hazel to automate your Mac, allocating 3 days a week to get more productive, and use coach feedback to lift pain-free. Join founder groups like the Founder Sports Club, and watch out for Google Shopping, and learn how to do dips like I am. Thanks for watching. If you want an audit of your own customer and what words you should be using to sell to them, comment DNA and I will send you the link. Talk to you next time, and thanks for joining. Bye.